got to be a new situation because for the first few years of your career, you played against him and you had to face him lots. Now, of course, you've been a teammate for the last few years. Connor's going for point 1,000. Give us a perspective on going against him and what made it so challenging and maybe what makes it so relaxing being a teammate.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Just see his game. Even last game, he takes it over by himself and just imposes his will on teams and the way he plays. Like he's the best in the world, and he proves it every night. I feel like if not, it's very often you see him out there taking a game over or just doing it himself, and it's very impressive to see the level that he holds himself accountable to. And yeah, in my opinion, he's the best in the world, and it's a great feeling to have him on your side, opposed to playing against him. And yeah, it's been a pleasure so far.
Might be different if a guy was, talking about himself all the time and, enjoying it outwardly. He just doesn't seem to make a big deal of it. I mean, how much as teammates do you guys maybe respect that, and how much does that add to his leadership quality, I guess?
Yeah, I think the thing that stands out for me is he's a team first guy. He doesn't really, all these results and records or whatever he's doing, I feel like he's breaking records left and right ever since I've been here, but that doesn't seem to, I mean, obviously it's great for him, and I'm sure somewhere when he sits at home by himself, he's enjoying that, but at the same time, when he's at the rink, it's all about the team, and it's about how the team can find wins and success, and that's what has been so amazing about him, I think, is when you come in here as a teammate, and I mean, I haven't won yet, and then that's all I'm striving for every day, to have a guy that is the best player in the world, and that what he values is most is the team success. And as much as his own milestones are great, I know that every day, whether he had 4 points or 0 points, he's going to always look into what he can do different or what he can do more for the team and for the team to have success. And what else can you ask for or ask out of your leader? I think it's just the way he carries himself.
Can you explain how much of an intimidation factor is there, do you find? Like when you played against him, and hey, you're a really proud player, you're a really good player. When you go up against a guy, there's a challenge there, but how does it get into your head sometimes? Oh, geez, this guy's on another level tonight. Like, did you ever feel that? Do you think opposition guys feel that now? And how do you use that as your team's advantage?
Well, it's hard for me to put into words what other guys are feeling, but I can say this. I think that when you played against him, you for sure noticed when he was on the ice, and you knew you had to be on your toes. And conversely, now playing with him, I think, and obviously I don't have any numbers backing it up or anything like that, but when I go back for a puck when I'm on the ice with him, I feel sometimes I get an extra second. Just because maybe the opposing team they want to stay on the right side. They may not want to be as aggressive with their forecheck. So, I mean, that helps me a lot as a D-man, knowing that I can go back, and I'm not saying I have an extra second, but it could be just an extra split second sometimes where that helps you on your breakout to make sure we can get the pass on our forwards' tapes, and especially Dave Ostick, obviously, when he comes up by. So I think that for sure he is an intimidation factor, and I know when I played against him, I knew I always looked over my shoulder to see if he was on the ice or not.
And could you explain, when you were part of Nashville for a stretch, you guys beat Edmonton all the time. They couldn't beat them. And now it's kind of role reversal where you guys have a ton of success. Can you pinpoint why that is?
I feel like that's not just Edmonton, Nashville. I think that's different teams. I think we have teams right now that they have our number and we just can't find a way, and it can go on for months or even years, and then sometimes it just flip-flops the other way. And it seems like now you have their number or whatever it is. It's funny how hockey works that way. Sometimes some teams you just feel better against and you do better against, and some teams you just can't seem to find a break. So whether that is or not, I have no idea really why that is, because it could be the most random matchup that you just like, we can't just beat this team. You never feel good in their building or whatever it is. And I wish I had a better explanation of why that is. I don't know, but I have found that throughout my career and throughout playing against certain franchises. It's just sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy.
Mattias, your team is starting to play to its capability a little bit more since you're doing the last 9. As you guys kind of go through that process, what do you think is the biggest difference from the start of the season to your team now?
I think the whole emotional part of the game was the big thing in the beginning. We went 0-3 to start. I think we were almost grieving a little bit from going from a cup final, Game 7, all the amp, all the juice you can have in a game, and then you come back, and then a couple months later you got to go through it again. And I think that it takes a little bit of a moment to realize that it's a lot of hard work to get to that point, and to realize that okay, we're gonna have to do that again. So I think now a couple of games in here that we've starting to kind of let that go behind us and look forward to this year and be excited about this, and knowing that if we don't put down the same work, we're not going to end up in that situation again. So it's about turning the page, and I think we've done a good job of that now as we start to look more like ourselves and to play better brand of hockey. So you never know how long that's going to take, but I feel like that's been a part of it.
Do you think that Amazon series getting dropped on your head right as the season was starting had anything to do with anything? I know you guys have worked to move past it through the summer, and then it's all anybody's talking about right away.
Personally, I haven't watched it, so I can't really speak for it. But I'm sure it didn't help in that regard. I'm not saying it has been a distraction or whatnot. Maybe some guys feel that way, maybe some guys don't. I can see how it could be, but personally, I choose not to relive it, I guess, and watch that thing. I'm sure it's great, and if we would have won, I probably would have watched it. But just now, I'm just trying to choose not to and focus on this year and focusing on being in the now and knowing that we have 82 games this year that we need to make sure we get enough points to get in the playoffs, and not thinking too much about what happened last year.